It took quite a long time for it to set in. I think for the first couple of days, I still really didn't understand what type 1 diabetes was. I was under the impression that Henry had some type of virus that was going to go away. And I didn't understand that, no, this is with him for the rest of his life, that there's no cure, it's just got to deal with it.
Henry earned
Type 1 diabetes, or T1D, affects the lives of millions of those around them. T1D is generally diagnosed in children, teenagers, or young adults. If the disease goes undetected, it can be fatal.
That first year when he was diagnosed, I was always there in the morning making sure that he was tested and ready to go to class. But just being able to hand your child off for somebody else to take care of them, and then there's always, people have wonderful intention, maybe they know somebody that in their family that has type 2 diabetes, but they're different diseases, so it's unique to each person. So being able, becoming a constant educator to the teachers and fellow parents, and they see this kid and he can't eat the same time, and
it's hard to leave Henry with anybody else, because you feel like they can't take as good a care of him as you can, because you know him inside and out.
Yet with proper maintenance, people with type 1 diabetes can avoid serious complications and enjoy healthy lives. Because their bodies no longer produce insulin, people with T1D must take insulin in order to stay alive. This means undergoing multiple injections daily, or having insulin delivered through an insulin pump, and testing their blood sugar by pricking their fingers for blood 6 or more times a day. People with diabetes must also carefully balance their food intake and their exercise to regulate their blood sugar levels.
We're educated right when he was diagnosed. You go through, how many days worth? Every day we were there, we had somebody there educating us on it, regarding nutrition, blood sugars, how to calculate, how to give insulin. They don't send you home without you knowing what to do.
It's like school.
Type 1 diabetes is a condition that is protected by at least 3 federal laws to facilitate the constant monitoring and daily treatment T1D children must have when they are away from home.
Henry was diagnosed right before 3rd grade, and his parents were extremely helpful in educating myself, teachers, students about diabetes. They really took I didn't really know much about it. I knew the name, but that's about as much as I knew. I didn't know how it would affect kids. I didn't know a lot. So they were very instrumental in helping us to understand what diabetes was and all the complications that can occur if you don't care for it.
Because this year marks JDRF's 45th anniversary as a foundation dedicated to finding a cure for T1D, we decided to make an extra special children's art project that goes along with our Gayless theme of generations. We selected Susan Woodford because of her brilliant metallic portrayals of trees and her desire to help with JDRF's mission to rid the world of type 1 diabetes.
The tree project came out of nowhere. I met a mother whose child had type 1 diabetes at a women's drawing group. And she was discussing with the entire group what it was like to have a child with this disease, what it's like to raise a young boy knowing that his mortality is real, and how his humor and his outlook on life moves her not only as a mother but as an artist. I went away from that experience really wondering what I could do, how I could do anything to raise awareness or to raise hopes for children like this, and within days was contacted by the Juvenile Diabetes Research Fund, the Philadelphia chapter, and asked if I could create a piece for their annual gala. I told them, of course, I'd be extremely interested because I heard of this young boy, Henry. And although I have now an idea of what type 1 diabetes is and how it affects people, I really would like to learn more. I would really like to meet Henry. I would really like to help him in his personal quest to raise awareness.
Susan Woodford is a nationally and internationally renowned artist with a passion for expression, personal development, and realization.
The sculpture is going to be made of Henry and his little brother. It's going to be an abstracted tree that builds up through the two boys' figures. And the tree itself, the branches that will come out from these two boys, this tree of life will be adorned by glass ornaments that children in the Philadelphia area are going to make.
1,500 miles across the country in eastern Pennsylvania, 8 children from JDRF's family spent hours at the mudroom designing and creating their leaves, which, once attached to Susan's sculpture, will be sprouting from the branches, representing the hope that they have for a future without type 1. As part of the ongoing education efforts, the foundation sponsors these children to contribute to the sculpture and to learn more about the disease.
Well, JDRF is important to my parents because my mom has diabetes, and so everyone who's in the JDRF is trying to raise money for the cause to help cure it.
The children's collaboration and support is a testimony to their desire to help JDRF improve their lives or the lives of their loved ones. With the proper management of their diabetes and the help of JDRF, they too will grow strong like a tree. Together, along with Susan, Henry, and his brother Sam, they too will be raising awareness about T1D and helping raise money to fund essential scientific research intended to prevent, treat, and cure type 1 diabetes. Today, the Hulsing family is coming from Iowa to Omaha, Nebraska to help Susan create the mold for part of the sculpture.
Good girl, good girl. Yeah, if she's a little excited, she can smell there's another critter around, so.
Well, I'm making a mold of Henry and his little brother. This will be done in a box. I'll pour plaster, and the boys will each lay into this mold so that I can build the tree precisely from their bodies.
The messy experience is unique and fun for the children and their parents.
I will lay the steel down inside the negative space of the mold and actually weld inside of it. So I'll be able to capture, hopefully, their excitement and their exact positioning, and the tree will be a replica of these two boys.
For Susan, the process of translating concept to reality is long and sometimes tedious, but it yields the fruit of Susan's vision and perseverance. Once completed, the sculpture will be shipped to Philadelphia, where it will be auctioned to generate funding for research and education. People will see the tree as a testimony of the enduring desire for life, which brings together a family, an artist, educators, and the children's hearts and imaginations. We ask you to make a pledge of dedication so we can continue to bring awareness and education to the public, improve the lives of those with the disease, and ultimately cure type 1 diabetes.